2021, and as you can see here, I have some characters. I have a Necromancer level 91. I have a Amazon level 85 and a Sorceress level 81. Also a level 34 Paladin. So, what is this game about? Well, you click play, and when you first hit play, if you just have normal, it just puts you into normal. But because I've completed the game on normal, nightmare, and hell, I have all 3 difficulties unlocked. And this is the game right here. You can see my character walking in a circle right now. Now he's running in a circle. And then we have me with this red aura beneath me, my golem with the yellow aura beneath him, and my mercenary with the green aura beneath him. And these auras do different things to give you certain powers and the like, but what you're looking at right now is the game. So it's running, and in your top left you can see my mercenary house aid and my golem. Their health bars is represented in the green at the very top of their pictures. Okay. And then in the top right you have the time, where I'm located, the level that I'm in right now. This is the Pandemonium Fortress. You can see it's made out of marble floors. It has some fires. This is a teleporter right here. This is where the waypoint is. This says it's Pandemonium Fortress. Here are the other levels. And you see how the screen goes from I'm playing to this? That's basically a selection screen, and it gives you a selection screen for the different levels you can play. So right now I'm in Pandemonium Fortress. There's the City of the Damned, River of Flame. If you see, it says 4. That's where I'm at. This is Act 4. This is Act 5. I haven't gotten the waypoints for these ones right here, but I have for these ones. So you can see the different levels here. And if I haven't gotten a waypoint, that just means I haven't completed the level per se. I haven't found everything there is in that level. Okay. So, you see at the very middle of the screen it says the Pandemonium Fortress waypoint, and then a little A button. The A button is because I'm playing this on a controller. So I have the game running on my computer, but I connected a controller through a USB into the computer. So now I play it on a controller. So that's one of the buttons, is A. Okay. And now if we look back up at the top right, difficulty hell, and then some purple, it says Forgotten Tower. That's a level that's more difficult, and they change on the hour. There'll be a more difficult level every hour. It's not a new level, it's a level that you already have, but it just makes the monsters more powerful. Okay, and at the bottom, that's where the most important stuff happens. The bottom of the screen, you can see life, mana, A, X, B, Y, RB, right trigger. And then you see some potions and a little running guy. Okay, so starting from the left, life is how much health you have. So that directly correlates to your character's vitality. That's the stat point that when you input numbers into will give you vitality. It's like for every 1 level of vitality you gain 5 life or something like that. Okay, so I have 1,073 life. And then on the far right, I have 654 mana. That's the magic. That's to use spells in this game. Okay, now at the bottom left, the A, X, B, Y, all that stuff. Those are my spells. Okay. So I can cast different spells. And on the bottom right, buy mana and the little runny guy and those potions. Those are just my potions I can use. So those are items in the game. And an item is just some object that you can possess, or maybe you can't possess, but is in the game regardless. So those are super health potions, the red ones. The purple ones are, they fill both health and blue mana, and then the blue ones just fill up mana or magic. Alright, so I'm going to run to the middle of the screen, and I'm going to pull up another selection screen. This selection screen is called inventory. So you can see here, I have this little circle, that's my cursor. That's you know, like a mouse cursor, that's where I can select things with. But because I'm on a controller, it's a little circle instead of a pointer. Okay, so that's my weapon, that's my armor, that's my shield. Alright, and then this down here, those are other items. My inventory, that means what's in my backpack, or what do I carry with me. Alright, and these are my potions, remember? So there's my super healing potion. So it heals 320 points of life. Alright, so once you have that basic down right here, that there's an inventory, there's items, you wear items, you use items, you pick up items, enemies use items against you. That's the basics of this game. Okay? So, let me show you something more interesting. This is the skill tree. This is where you pick your different skills. So the blue numbers represent how many skill points I have in that particular skill. So I'll just show one skill for you. This is the raise skeleton skill. So if you cast it on a corpse of a slain monster, this raises a skeleton warrior that fights for you. Okay? And it does a damage of 580 to 584. That specific skeleton can output that much damage with each attack. Its current level is 39, and I have a base of 20 points in there. Those other 19 points come from my armor. So I can only put 20. It says maximum level reached. I can only put 20 points into the skill before I can no longer put points into it. I'm level 90. You get a point every time you level up. So I put 20 of those levels into this particular skill, and then 19 of those other ones to equal 39. That comes from my armor. So you can see, if I go back to the inventory, you can see this shield right here, the Mr. Bones homunculus. Mr. Bones is my character's name, and the homunculus is what it's called. The class of item is a Bloodlord skull, and I have it with a special rune, a magical rune called and that gives it more resistances. And a resistance is comparable to how much damage are you going to take, or how resistant are you from taking damage from lightning, cold, fire, poison. Those are the elements in this game, alongside physical and magical. Those are separate. Okay, so you can see here it says +2 to curses, +2 to necromancer skill levels. So +2 to Necromancer skill levels is going to give me 2 out of those 19 points that I have on that raised skeleton skill. Okay. And on this raised skeleton skill, my skeletons have a life of 1,126. Some more numbers every time that are calculated. The attack rating, that's a roll of the dice on how often my skeletons are going to attack the enemy. The damage, that's a booster to how much damage they do. Right now it's at 252% more on top of the 580, or it's actually added it up already to 580 as a total with that 252% added on top of it. I'm not sure which. My skeletons have a defense level of 1205, and I can raise 15 skeletons for a mana cost of 44 to raise each skeleton. Okay. So here is my character. I have 219 strength, 208 dexterity, 343 vitality, 94 energy. You can see my attack rating. And these stats right here, and here are my resistances on the right side. Okay. So that's the very basics of what we're looking at. Now I'm going to play the game. So I'm going to walk my character over to a specific spot. So now we're no longer in the Pandemonium Fortress, we're in the outer steps. So this specific spot here is dangerous. So I'm going to cast a spell. That's a curse spell. So now you'll see above their heads is that red aura. That means that they take 100% physical damage, and they take 100% fire damage. Or magical damage, something to that sort. We can actually look at what this specific skill does here. Amplified damage. It curses a group of enemies, increasing the non-magic damage they receive, so physical damage, by 100%, and it costs 4 mana for me to cast that spell. I only put 1 point in there, but I have 17 other points that it adds to it, so it's level 18. Okay, so now what we're looking at is we have some gold over here, some corpses, a magic health potion, and I need that magic health potion, so I'm going to take it, and you see now I have 4 of them, whereas before I only had 3. Okay, so now I'm going to use my raised skeleton spell. And as you see, I'm raising skeletons from these corpses. And as you can see, I can get quite a lot of them. Up to 15 if you remember. So that's basically the summon necromancer. So you saw I was necromancer. The skills that I've chosen makes this a summon necromancer class. Okay. So you can see they drop some items here. Some scissors, guitar, a healing potion, super healing potion, gold, flawless emerald. So I'm going to do something in my settings here. I'm going to change this setting right here so that I can see all the items on the ground for us. See 1,000 gold here. skull pile. I kicked that and I got a health potion out of it. There's some arrows over there. My skeleton army is fighting some monsters here. So I don't really have to do much work as a necromancer besides cursing the enemy like this. Or maybe blowing up a corpse. You can see that explosion there, that's another skill. So I'll blow these corpses up by this enemy here. And he dropped an amethyst. That's another item.
I can't use this yet.
And you can see now the appeal to this game is to kill these monsters and to get these items. And you can see this ancient axe here. This ancient axe I just picked it up and I put it in my inventory. I put it in my backpack. And now I can look at it. I can look at the stats on the item. I can say that it has 2-hand damage 43 to 85. It's got a durability, which means that it needs to be repaired 3 more points to get it to 50, so it does the maximum amount of damage on the chance roll of the dice. And then a higher likelihood chance roll of the dice, and then it has a required strength level of 125. It's an axe class because you can level up certain masteries so that you can specialize in certain weapon classes. And it does normal attack speed. Now it says unidentified. If I identify this item, you can see it has a magical property to it that says +5 to maximum damage. So now the damage goes from 43 to 90. So the maximum damage went from 85 to 90 because that's the magical property of this item. So one of these scrolls that I just used from this Tome of Identity cost me somewhere between 70 and 80 gold. And let's go see how much this is worth in the shop to sell it. See this pillar? If I kick it, it dropped the skull. And I actually need that skull for something else. Oh, there's one of those scrolls right now. I'm going to pick it up and it's going to go into my book. Right now I have 19. Now I have 20. Okay, so I just got a mana aura, so now my mana is going to recharge extra fast, and that's what's above my head right now. So that was a shrine. I went and prayed to that shrine, and now I have special power. Okay, here's another selection screen. This is like a bank or some sort of place where you put your backpacks together. Your inventory has a place where you can store items, and that's this stash. So you can see I have gems in here, keys, skulls, potions. These are called charms to give your magical abilities. So this would give me +1 of those 19. I got helmets here, staves, wands, gloves. You can see this is important. You got to collect these because they level up your character. And then I have rings, and then these are important too. These are called runes. And as you can see, they give magical properties to weapons, armors, helmets, shields. Alright. So, I showed you that because when I go to this selection screen, I'm trading with him. When I talk to him, I can trade. Okay, and I'm pressing buttons to make him trade. And if I hover over this axe now, you can see there's a sell value of 4,009 gold. I have 12,000 gold right here. But I can give him this. And now I have 16,000 gold. So it's about collecting gold, these runes, and then this is like a gem or a skull, really. So you collect those, you collect keys, powder from killing big monsters, and then you collect all these different sorts of things, and it's like you get to see where the allure of the game is, right? It's in trying to get that 6 to 45 lightning so you can get to go 6 to 47. You try to get that from, so you kill the same monster and you hope to get it. Or you kill a different set of monsters and you get it. And so that's what this game is about. I'm going to put this gold away. So now my gold went up here. And that's Diablo, okay? So I'm going to do something quickly. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do something some higher octane. Get our blood going. Go to the catacombs. Go through this door. Don't see anything. Let's open up this door. Oh look, some monsters. So I'm taking those potions. I needed those. And do I need one of these? I don't. But you get the point. You just kill monsters and meander through the different obstacles, caskets, get some gold, get some arrows. And you try to see where the next level leads you. So this is level 3 of the catacombs. So as you saw, I had selections of being able to teleport to level 2, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't a level 3. This is level 3. So there's more to this game than just that selection screen. It's a fun game. It's like basically just one of those games I've been playing recently, and you just kind of walk through the level and you find your way to the different doorways and planes of existence and fight the demon horde. Your main goal is to fight Diablo and beat the devil. So you're the hero in this game, and even though I'm a necromancer, I'm a good guy. So that was a dagger. It wasn't very good. And so what I can do to make this go faster is I can start to teleport. So let me raise some skeleton mages here. Get a full army of 33.
I can't use this yet.
That'll be good enough. 12. I can go up to 15 of those mages. So what I can do is I can teleport. 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 And as you can see, we all clump up together because they teleport with me. And that makes this game go faster, and then when you go faster like that... Oh, I ran into some enemies there. Let me just kill them real quick. You can see that it speeds up a little bit. So what it turns into is something like this, right? You just skip along, you find the level, you skip in there, you kill a few things like this, jump around, kill a few things, see what it drops you, and skip ahead, kill a few things. Right there, there's a big boss right there. So we're gonna watch as this full army now goes and kills the big boss. As he was standing up, and she's dead. I have a pretty powerful character here, being able to raise this many skeletons, and so she falls quickly. But you can see the point of why people like to play video games, because it's almost like a slot machine or like a casino, you know, all these lights and these dopamine hits for each piece of gold or item that falls. You know, it's cool, and the story, there is a story to it. There's quests that you do, but the main part of the game is just killing these big monsters, bosses they call them, just killing them over and over again until you get an item like this military axe, or I picked up this demon head. That's the main point of this game for the most part. So yeah, that's Diablo 2 Resurrected. We just killed the first act boss. So after this, you would move on to the next act. You would teleport here, you would go over to Warif, and you would go east, and you would start Act 2. I just went through a teleporter there, so you see I'm back here. My teleport went away. Basically, if I use this book, I use one of the scrolls, it opens up a teleport. So I don't need a waypoint. It'll just bring me to the hub of that act. And in this Act 1, it's Rogue Encampment. Before, the hub that I was at was the Pandemonium Fortress. So you see these words I'm using: hub, item, inventory, like it's this whole lore. But once you get that, you can kind of sink your teeth into becoming this necromancer, becoming someone who summons an army, or maybe instead of summoning an army, I focus on poison and bone instead of summoning so much. And if I focus on poison and bone, then I could do like bone spear, bone prison. I can lock the enemies in this bone wall where essentially they can't escape from. It locks them into these bone talons, and then you can just shoot bone spears at them, which is a magical missile-like attack, right? So it's a different play style, and there's lots of different characters. So this game is cool, it's fun, it's interesting, but it's just been something I've been sinking my time into recently and getting accustomed to, and just playing because it's easy to pick up once you get into it. So there's such a bigger community out there that once you get into playing it, even though it's years old, right, you can become better at it in a sense that you're just dipping your toes into video gaming, but you're also getting this aspect of you know, there's people that play this 1,000. That's what this game was kind of trying to get across. So now it's become more of a loot, they call it, when you get items like that, a loot fest, or you just farm for loot, which farming is just basically going and killing that monster over and over again, because you're farming, you're getting loot from your hard work, the harvest of all your items, right? So that's Diablo 2 Resurrected. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Just basically a game that you could get exposed to. I can live stream this game. I can talk over the microphone while it's going on. You can watch it. Like, I can talk about what's going on, but it's essentially just that. And there's different characters like the Amazon and the sorceress. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool, but that's all.